This online video will show you how to manage your Fusion PWAN. Head to fusionbroadband.com.au and click the Login menu item. Input your username, which is generally your email address. Move to the password field and enter your password. You can request a password reset if you have forgotten your password. Click Login. Under Bonding Admin menu, you can choose between Bond Admin and PWAN Admin. Bond Admin allows you to manage any bonders you have on your account. Let's choose PWAN Admin. If you are running multiple PWANs, they will be listed here. We will take a look at the PWAN for client number 1 by clicking Details. On the PWAN management screen, you can see a summary view of all the PWAN nodes in your network, the status of the connections, and the current traffic load passing through each of them. Clicking the Details button will take you to the options for that specific node. The PWAN Routing and Port Forward Control button takes you to where you can manage the routing of your PWAN and set any global port forward rules. The blue PWAN Nodes button will take you back to your node list on the previous screen. Your PWAN routing decisions will be made under the Gateway section. With a Fusion PWAN, you have 2 gateway options. One, a central PWAN gateway. The other via one of the sites in your network, gateway via PWAN node. More information about the types of gateways is available by clicking the More Details button, where a new window will be opened. In this example, we have selected a dedicated gateway via PWAN node. There are a number of reasons to select this option. You may be integrating your Fusion PWAN with an existing MPLS network and want to force all traffic on the nodes to pass through this network regardless of its destination. Another reason is you may have a sophisticated firewall that you control and prefer all your traffic to pass via this device before exiting to the public internet. You have the ability to change the gateway type at any time, which is great for disaster recovery scenarios. When configuring a gateway via PWAN node, you need to select the internal IP address of the device to be the gateway. In the example, we have an internal IP address of 192.168.123.2. This IP address is from one of the subnets assigned to one of your PWAN nodes and is the IP address of the firewall at that site. If you wanted to move the gateway to another node or another IP address, it's as simple as changing the address in the gateway field. If you prefer to have a central PWAN gateway, which is our default gateway type, you can enable this very easily. Simply select the Central PWAN Gateway option. Note that you can only have one active gateway at a time. Changing gateways should be performed with caution, as you could cause network outages if your environment is not ready for the change. You can, however, have multiple gateways configured, but only one can be active. Selecting Central PWAN Gateway means all your outbound and inbound traffic will exit and leave your PWAN via a central gateway. The IP address field shows a list of IP addresses that have been assigned to your PWAN. From the drop-down list, select an IP address. This will now be your outbound gateway IP address. Performing a What's My IP lookup from any node in your network will report this IP address. All editable fields in the portal have a Notes section for you to enter friendly notations. Once you save the configuration by the button on the top right, the change in gateway IP address or configuration will be effective. Under the section Inbound NAT Rules, you have the option to forward all traffic from a selected public IP address to a specific internal IP address. This is called one-to-one NAT and could be used to forward all traffic to an internal web server as an example. To add an inbound NAT rule, select Add NAT Rule. Then, in the public IP address field, select an unused IP address. This will be the publicly available IP address. In the private IP address field, enter in the internal address of the destination for this NAT rule. Again, use the Note field to enter in any user-friendly comments. Enable the rule by checking this box. To add additional inbound NAT rules, follow the same process, being careful not to use an IP address already in use. When you are happy with your details, select the Save button to activate your configuration. If you happen to break a rule with your configurations, you will receive an error warning and the configuration will not be saved. When using the correct and available IP addresses, the form will be saved and made active. Moving further down the form, we have the Port Forward Management section. Here, you can build up a table of all your port forward records across all the sites. You can add, edit, and remove them whenever you need. If needed, you can change the order in the table by dragging the field to a new area. These changes take effect instantly. To add a port forward rule, it's quite simple. Select Add Port Forward Rule. From the Protocol drop-down, select the type of protocol you wish to use. In most cases, it will be TCP. In the Public IP Address field, select the IP address that you will be applying the port forward to. In this case, we are using the IP address assigned to the central PWAN gateway. If you have any other unused public IP addresses, you can use these also. In the Public Port field, enter in the public-facing port that you will be forwarding. The Private IP Address field is the internal IP address that this port will be directed to. The Private Port field is the internal port number that you are directing the external port to. If you change the port, this will be a port redirection. If you need to enter in a port range, do this by entering in the lowest and highest port number separated by a colon. You are able to delete any record at any time, and you can restore a record before saving the form by hitting the Restore button. We've built into the portal some tips and instructions to help you out if you need clarification. These can be found under the More Details link under Gateways, and also via the question mark icon next to each field heading.